experience 360 wellness because there are different aspects. I know oftentimes when we hear the word well-being, we always think about weight, diet, and not falling ill, hospital, doctor. That's what usually comes to mind. But 360 wellness is basically different aspects. So in my own practice, I usually focus on family, which is part of well-being. So when your family is balanced, then you experience that optimal well-being. So we have career, we've got relationships, and your relationships has to do with community, friends, and family, and work colleagues. And also we'll look at your aspirations in life, your goals, your values. So these are some of the things that actually contribute to the total well-being that we usually look at Olive Bloom Wellness. So we'll also look at your health goals as well. We look at your health goals. Where are you at the minute? So we usually rate it on a scale of 1 to 5. Some people do on a scale of 1 to 10. I can send this to every one of you if you have not done 360 wellness before. I usually call it the wheel of life. So basically it has everything that has to do with you, your family, your children, your career, your business, your aspirations, your goals, your values, and your health. So under health, we have nutrition, we have exercise, we have lifestyle, we have sleep, we have stress management. So it's actually a huge, and this is how I usually work with my clients. So we go through this entire wheel. So if you want to know more about the Wheel of Life, I will leave a link I'll leave a link on the chat where you can request for that, and then I will send it to you, and then you can go through it. So today, I just want to ask us a quick question. How would you describe your current stress level? So take a moment and check in with yourself this time on a scale of 1 to 10. Let's interact in the chat. Let's put it on the chat. How would you rate your, for some reason, I can't see the chat. Doopsie, if you can see the chat, please, can you?
Oh, really? Okay, I can. Can you see it now? So there's one, someone says 6, someone says 10.
Okay.
You should see the chat. Please type in your answers. So where 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest.
Yeah, between 1 and 10. So 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest, meaning your stress level is at the roof.
I can see 8. So we've got 2 8, 1 10. Any more? Oh no, 6, 8, 9, 9, 2.
Okay, oh, I can see the chat now.
Okay, cool. 2 8. So 8 and 9.
Okay. So we have 8. We have 9. Okay. Okay. So what about your level of overwhelm? When I mean overwhelm, I mean how you react to your feelings right now. So when you're stressed, what's your feeling like? How do you feel? On a scale of 1 to 10, can you express how the level of your overwhelm?
Any numbers? Can't see anything yet.
Okay.
So where 1 is?
Where 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest, overwhelm. Overwhelm basically means anxiety, panic, anger, all those sort of things. On a scale of 1 to 10.
No one is typing. I would go.
Let's interact. Let's interact in the chat, please, so that we can make it fun.
There's a 4, there's a 5.
Thank you. Oh, okay.
More. There's a
okay, 3. Okay. All right. Thank you. So now let's check in with ourselves and let's look within. How would you like to feel most of the time? What's that word that comes to your mind? Let's interact in the chat. What's that one word that comes to your mind, how you want to feel on a daily basis? From the moment you wake up till the time you go to sleep. So like one word, just describe it in one word. Calm, relaxed, peaceful. Oh, great. You guys are on point. Yeah, peaceful. Okay. Yeah. So calm, happy, fulfilled. This is absolutely possible, you know. It's absolutely possible, but it depends on what you put in. So you've got to do the work. And this is why I'm here today, to show you how you can be calm, how you can be happy, and how you can be fulfilled, despite all the many to-do lists, despite all the challenges you might be facing on a day-to-day basis. Because trust me, the challenges are not going away. So they're going to be there constantly, different things. So you might solve one challenge before you know what's happening, another challenge is up. So you have to be ready physically, you have to be ready emotionally, you have to be ready mentally to deal with all those sort of things, because these are things that hinders us from blooming, from being out of balance and not actually experiencing that optimal well-being that we truly desire. So what will change, you know, if you experience peace, balance, and joy? What will change? Let's interact in the chat. What will change? What will change? What will change? What will change? Okay. Do we have interaction in the chat at all? Peace of mind, life will be good, stress-free. All right, good. That's nice. Okay, so I want you to know that you can have a different experience. You can truly, there's no such thing as is a normal thing. It's my cross. I often hear people say, it's normal to me now. It's my cross. I'm used to it now. You don't have to be used to stress. You don't have to be used to overwhelm. You don't have to be used to pain. Yes, pain is a good thing. Overwhelm is a good thing sometimes, but we don't want them constantly. We want them to come and to go. We don't want them to be there constantly, 360 every day of our lives. So there's absolutely something that we can do about it. Okay, so I want you to know today that you're in the right place if you want to feel more relaxed. I've seen in the chat, some people say, I want to feel more relaxed, I want to feel more peaceful. You are definitely in the right place. You're in the right place if you want to feel more fulfilled. If you want to know how you can actually tap into this fulfillment that God had promised us. Because the Bible says in John 3, in 3 John 2, says that I wish that above all things that you prosper in health and in every aspect of your life. So meaning that on a daily basis, you can actually experience optimal joy, optimal peace, even in the midst of the storm. So this is what I'm trying to explain to you. Even in the midst of the storm, even in the midst of the chaos, it is absolutely possible to still feel fulfilled because you've got the weapon. And I'm going to show you some of the natural weapons that we'll be using on this journey. Because as mothers, we are the matriarchs of our homes, majority of us. We do a lot of things. We wear many hats in our home. And we don't want us to be the same matriarch, to be the one falling ill. We can't afford to fall ill. We can't afford to die. And we can't afford not to have the right energy or the right frame of mind or focus in order for us to achieve all those many to-do lists, to do on our list. So we need to be in the right position. We need to have the right balance in our lives, because when you experience the right balance, you are able to be, then you can be productive. And at the end of the day, every aspect of your life is going to bloom. You're going to actually express that optimal well-being. You're going to express that glow because you're happy within. Even in the midst of the storm, you are happy within. And these are some of the things I'm going to be sharing with us tonight. So you are in the right place if you want to experience more joy. So last time that we met here, I shared extensively my story. And I really don't want to go into that tonight. If you really want to know more, if you're joining us for the first time tonight and you want to know a little bit more about my story, if you click my website, www.olivebloomwellness.com, the About Me section, you can read a little bit about me there and we can take it from there. But the thing is, one of the reasons why I do this, I'm so big on stress management because I myself, I experienced what is called chronic stress. And I didn't know it. It was a silent one. I didn't realize I was actually stressed. All I know is I had few symptoms that I felt were normal and I swept them under the carpet. But then when I realized that could be dangerous to my health, because actually some of those stress led to my miscarriages. So the thing is, I don't want to go into that story tonight, but I am here to tell you, we do not want stress. We want to manage stress adequately, especially as mothers. We need to nurture our children. We have a mandate to be mothers to our children, to be wives to our husband for those of us that are married, and to be daughters to our parents for those that still have parents alive. So we don't want to die untimely. We want to enjoy the promises that God has given to us. But how can we enjoy these promises if you don't know? Hosea 4:6 says, Hosea 4:6 says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. So if you don't know, you don't know. Like I said, I was sweeping things under the carpet. I felt they were normal. I felt it was my normal. But actually, there is nothing that is your normal. So the results that I managed to get after I went through my own journey, I managed my stress level better. And I started experiencing joy. No matter what, I'm joyful. Even though on a daily basis, I wear many hats. I do so many things, but you know what? I keep the smile on my face. I keep going. I have the right energy. And because that's all I need in order for me to fulfill every single thing that I need to do. I'm confident, even though I may be lacking in some areas, but I still have confidence. I'm kinder to myself because I realize the things that I need as a woman, as a mother, as a wife. I realize those things are important to me. And these are things that I focus on. And I'm confident and relaxed. I have days that I do nothing. I just cross my legs and I just do whatever I want to do, read or just chill. You know, this is absolutely possible. And I can show you how we get there. So with everything that I experienced, here are I started using the same tools with my clients. And I've seen results, tremendous results in a lot of them that have been to my practice. So stop just getting by. We don't want to just get by. We want to thrive. Even in the midst of chaos, I'm saying that again, we want to thrive. We want to learn how to take care of ourselves. What are those things that are essential for you as a woman? What are those things that is important? You also want to reduce the feeling of overwhelm. You don't want to be anxious. You don't want to be angry. You don't want to be lashing out at your children. I used to do that a lot because mentally I'm not in the right frame of mind. I'm lashing out at my children and they haven't done anything wrong. It's just because of my own state of health at that time. So life is meant to be enjoyed. And I'm going to show us tonight how we can actually enjoy life and enjoy life to the fullest, even in the midst of storm. And because of this, I created something called a community and it's a group coaching program that I've created for women of like minds. I'll talk about this more in detail later. So what are we going to cover tonight? So there are 6 culprits that are keeping you stressed out, overwhelmed, and dissatisfied with life. So we're going to uncover the things that are causing you, that are making you to feel worse, to make you feel bad, to make you feel sad, those things that are actually stealing your joy. We're going to talk about how to create more feel-good hormones. Do you realize that there are certain hormones in your body that if you do certain things, you will get those feel-good hormones, irrespective of what's going on in your life? And also, There are 8 powerhouse mood boosting foods that you can incorporate into your meals on a daily basis that will also give you this optimal energy and give you these feel good hormones. And then 1 habit that will ease your stress and improve your mood within 5 minutes. Yes, I mean it. I said that again, within 5 minutes. So I'm going to share as much as I can because I have limited time today, but I will try and share as much as I can today. And because you're here with me, because we've called you, Duty has called you, I've called you, my community, because you guys are here, I have a gift for you all today. And I'm going to be giving everyone on this call today these energy boosting recipes. These are recipes that I had made with love. So let's start feeling more calm, happy, and fulfilled with the information that I'm going to be sharing tonight. So let's talk about the 6 culprits that are keeping you stressed out and overwhelmed. What are those things that you do on a daily basis? So they're using false substitute. Oftentimes we use false substitute for fulfillment, stress reduction, and also lack of quality sleep. This is a huge culprit. A lot of us don't sleep because we are busy. We have prayer meetings, we have parties, we have kids, we have workloads. There's so many things that's keeping us awake every night. So being stuck in people's pleasing mode. This is also, I'm sure that people are going to be wondering, oh, really? Yes, people pleasing mode. These are some of the things that steal our peace as women. These are some of the things that actually put stress on us. So work, activities, and people that don't fulfill you. So you hanging around people that don't really matter, or that are not even going to help you, or that are not going to take you to where you're actually going. Not being in the right circle can also impact on your stress level, and ignoring your desires. I know a lot of us women, we are here. I'm a corporate too. We focus on others, but we ignore ourselves. We don't remember ourselves. We don't remember to do stuff for ourselves. We don't remember to, like, okay, there needs to be a day that I don't have, it has to be about me. It's not about everybody else. You know, we're going to talk about this. Self-judgment as well is also a big factor. So today, we don't have time to go into all of this, but like I said, I will give you the quick wins, the ones that we can actually touch on, the ones that are very important, the ones that you can start making changes this minute. So let's dive into the first culprit, using false substitute for fulfillment and stress reduction. Oftentimes, we do these things in order for us to calm our stress, because we believe overeating, for instance, has been found to be a big factor in as a substitute when you are actually stressed, mental health issue, and overwhelm, anger, and all those sort of things. Over drinking, yes, be it alcohol, be it fruit juice, be it fizzy drinks, be it coffee. Yes, over drinking is also a substitute. Social scrolling is also a big factor. I especially like this social scrolling, and I'm going to be going into more details on this. So can you relate with some of those things that I've been saying? I might be speaking very fast tonight because I'm really trying to cover as much as I can in the little time that I've been given. So if you can relate, can you put in the chat and let me know, yes, I can relate, and tell me one thing that resonates with you the most. Can I quickly look at the chart and see what we're saying? Okay. Okay, honesty, social scrolling. Okay, thank you. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's keep it coming. Over drinking coffee, social scrolling. Yes, thank you. Yes, social scrolling. Yeah. Sometimes I'm a culprit of that too. So don't worry. Don't mind that I'm a coach. I do this too. Okay, so they are easily available. These substitutes, they are easy for you to, your phone, it's easy to grab your phone wherever you are. And then because you're bored or you're tired or you're like, oh, I'm just so tired, you just grab your phone and you're scrolling and you're there for 4 hours before you realize what's happening. And then they give you quick mood boosts. They give you that joy, that immediate joy, the adrenaline that you need for the moment. Allow us to relax and to chill out. I want you to know that this is totally normal behavior. Yes, we all, I'm sure majority of us on this call, we are culprits of this. We do this all the time. I do it, like I said, I do it, even though I know I do it too. So no need to feel guilty about it at all. In fact, releasing that guilt will help you break free from that circle tonight. So we reach for food, drinks, or our phones because we think it will make us feel better. So oftentimes, these are things that we feel. If you're angry, for instance, you're angry with your kids or something, you just storm into your bedroom, you grab your phone, you're on your bed. All you're doing is just scrolling to while away the anger, to while away the anger and stuff like that. Or you grab a drink, be alcohol, be juice, be coffee, be whatever, just to, at the place of work, your colleague has just really, really upset you. You just go for that coffee and you drink and drink and drink just to get rid of the anger. These are things that are normal, and these are things that we easily reach out to when we feel this way. And it does make us feel good. I'm not going to lie about that. It does make us feel good. I remember many years ago, when I am stressed, I love chocolate and I love sweets. And I could buy a pack of chocolate and I will finish it in the go because I'm upset. And that's the only thing that makes me feel good that moment. Or I could buy jelly sweets. I love jelly sweets. I will eat and eat and eat until I fall asleep. So, but is that good for me? No. So this gives us the illusion that it's making us feel better. Of course, it does make us feel better. So we think the extra food or drink or scrolling will soothe the uncomfortable feeling or fill us up and bring joy to our day. That's what we think. But the thing is, we can actually look to a better solution. And this is what I'm trying to point us to today. These are things that we do because they are easily accessible to us. But we can actually move away from these things and do those things that are less uncomfortable, but in the end, they are actually better because they give you a lasting effect compared to the ones that will give you the short-term effect. So it's like you're having a headache. The first thing you want to reach out to is a paracetamol because paracetamol gives you that feel-good effect immediately. But it doesn't mean that the paracetamol you've taken has actually resolved whatever underlying issue that is actually causing the headache. So when we do this substitute, it does have negative impacts on our stress and mood in the long term. And don't forget, like I said, we are all mothers. We are responsible for our family. We are responsible for our businesses. We are responsible for day-to-day activities. We are responsible for so many things. But the thing is, if you are not in optimal shape, if you don't have focus, if you don't have the right energy, if you don't have the right attitude, then you are not going to be productive. And this constant stress in your body, what does it lead to? It leads to chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation has been linked to a lot of lifestyle and terminal diseases today. And we don't want any of those. We don't want any of those to happen to us. So we want to look after ourselves and still being able to do all these many chores, all these many things that we have to do without actually compromising our health. So instead of helping us release stress, so when we go to all this short-term feel-good stuff, it does numb the feeling. It does numb you. So like I gave an illustration the other time about paracetamol. When you have a headache, the first thing you want to think about is paracetamol because that takes away the headache. But the thing is, yes, it does take away the headache for the moment. It doesn't give you a long-term effect. It doesn't give you a long-lasting effect. It's just for a short term because before you know what's happening, by the time you move around a little bit, the headache comes back. But the thing is, rather than look to that paracetamol, because paracetamol masks up the real symptom of what's probably going on underneath. So rather than you look to the paracetamol, wouldn't you rather look in? Have I had water today? Have I slept enough today? Have I eaten the right nutrient that I need today? Have I done my meditation today? Have I done my breath work today? Have I gone out to exercise today? Have I gone out to actually receive fresh air? Have I opened my blinds today? You know, so these are things I've been in. A lot of us, when, for instance, if you live in England, because it's winter now, what happens is we tend to close our windows and close our blinds because it's cold. But the thing is, we are not letting air into our home. And then we have the heating on 24/7 or for a long period of time. So what tends to happen is the house becomes really heated, and then this does affect us. So you need to actually open your window at some point in the day. So you find the best time to open your window so that you can let fresh air in, and then you close it back. It's really, really important. So sometimes we need to break free from this feeling if we don't want to process our feelings and move the stress through all our bodies. Because when this stress moves through your entire body, it can be really, really dangerous. These are some of the things that lead to chronic stress, chronic fatigue, it leads to a lot of, and the list is endless in terms of sickness and diseases that you can have as a woman. And the thing is, there are little things that we don't pay attention to now that eventually leads to this lifestyle diseases that we are trying to manage. So after overeating or over drinking, it's common to have that feeling of guilt and shame and lack of control. I used to feel this way after I've eaten all this way, and then I start feeling bad, and then I start thinking about how I'm fat. I start thinking about how my teeth is achy. I start thinking about all these sort of things because yes, but the thing is, does it change? No, because the next day I'm back at it again. So these feelings of regret, definitely it's not the answer to improving our moods. It's not the answer. And I'm going to show you some of the things that you can do. There are little steps that I'm offering you today. It's not really a major thing. It's just little step of the things you can do to actually help you, improve your mood, improve your stress level from 10 to about 2 or 1. We don't want to be in 10, So here's Susie's story. So stressed out at night, she just wants to sit on the couch and relax. That's what she wants to do. And I'm sure a lot of us can resonate with this. She eats ravenously, totally out of control. She wakes up feeling awful because you go to sleep, you don't feel rested, you feel so tired in the morning, determined that today will be different. But at night, she finds herself back in the same habits, still stressed out with the addition of shame and regret from overeating. So, can you relate to feeling stuck in a similar circle? If you can't relate, can you just say yes or no? The chart, please. Let's interact in the chart. It encourages me to keep talking. So, let's interact. There's about 36 of us on this call. Let's interact. So that's Icon. Be gingered. Yes, thank you. Yes, can relate. Thank you. Please, I need you guys to hype me tonight. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about scrolling on social media. How many of us are culprits of social media scrolling? I'm going to raise my hand because I'm one of them too. How many of us so in the chat, raise up your hand or just say yes or no. Social media scrolling. Let's see how many of us are in this brackets. Hey, honestly, I haven't seen anyone say no. Oh my God. So we are all in the same boat, all of us. God is going to deliver us tonight. So we often reach for this to feel connected. Because I think we believe that when we are stressed, when we go on social media, We see all sorts of things and we try to laugh it off, and we get entertained, for the moment. It's still that same feeling of you taking paracetamol when you have a headache. You have the same feeling. In fact, it causes more harm than good, because your mind starts racing. Whatever has upset you, whatever is making you feel stressed, is not going to ease it. Yes, it will ease it for that moment, because you probably forget it for like 5-10 minutes while you're scrolling, or the 4 hours you're spending scrolling. It will ease it at that moment. But the thing is, the ultimate truth is, by the time you're not on that scrolling method anymore, you're somewhere else, it is going to be back to where you were. So you're going to be back to where you started from, basically. So meaning it hasn't actually worked. So do you ever find yourself reaching for your phone at the end of the night, hoping to get boost of fulfillment before you go to bed? I know a lot of us have said yes. And yes, we often do this every night before we go to bed. In fact, a lot of us take our phones to our bedrooms. And I'm going to be advising us, not advising, I'm just going to say, if we can limit this, it will be for our good. If we limit the amount of time we have this, because this also impacts on our sleep. This doesn't help us with the melatonin that we need for good sleep. And that's why a lot of us go to bed and we wake up in the morning feeling not well rested, still feeling very, very tired. So research has shown that social media increases feeling of loneliness. Even though you go to social media to feel connected, to feel like, oh, let me see what's going on in the world. You want to feel like you're part of it, you know what's going on, so that you can join the, but it actually gives you that feeling of loneliness and feeling down about ourselves, because we are comparing ourselves. We are comparing our lives to the carefully curated posts we are seeing. Oftentimes, the posts that we are seeing, they're doctor people. So you see, for instance, you see a lady with this snitched waist, you see them with their pink figure, their makeup all done, everything looking hunky-dory. And then you're looking at that and then you already have stress, right? Remember, you went on that social media already feeling stressed, but you ended up coming back out with more stress because you've seen a friend of yours that probably the friend annoyed you many years ago, and then you're seeing her, she's blooming, she's doing well, she now lives in this big mansion in Hawaii, she has this luxurious cars and houses, and before you know what is happening, you're already adding more stress, you're feeling hatred, you're feeling anger, because when you see that friend of yours or wherever, it kind of like bring back memories, either good memories or bad memory, whatever memories. And at the end of the day, you're not feeling any less stress. So what should we turn to instead to alleviate feeling stress, overwhelmed, lonely, or being down? Let's dive into 3LD and effective ways to manage stress and boost your mood. Find connection. There are 3 different forms of connection, 3 types of connection: intimate connection, there's relational connection, and then there's collective connection. There's a misconception that these 3 types of connection should happen naturally. But the truth is, building these connections, they take intentionality, the efforts. You have to be intentional to create and to sustain this relationship. And in order for you to be intentional, for instance, you want to build a connection within your family, your immediate family. You cannot be spending all your time on social media. You cannot be drinking. You have to be in the right frame of mind. You have to be present. You have to be alert. You need to have the right energy in order for you to create and sustain this relationship. When these connections are lacking, we can experience loneliness, because when we don't have this right connection with our husbands, with our kids, with our families, our siblings, our parents, or our friends, we often feel that loneliness, and this can also add to our stress level. So intimate loneliness, of course, when we don't have a deep relationship with someone whom we can turn to in times of need. By Marisa Franco. And this is the ultimate truth, honestly. As women, we need to have intimate relationships in order for our lives to run better and smoother. We cannot run, no one is an island. We cannot be alone. We cannot just we cannot be by ourselves and feel that we can build things or make things by ourselves. We need this community, because the thing is, when you rub minds together, when you feel connected to something, you have a better perception, you have a better aura, you feel a lot better in yourself, physically, emotionally, mentally. You feel better because you feel heard, you feel understood, you feel loved. This is what happens when you have this sort of connections, you know, and this connection you can build with your spouse, your family, your partner, your best friend, you know. So consider whether you might be lonely, you know, or whether you're missing a romantic connection because you feel an absence of belonging among friends. And oftentimes you find a lot of us in communities where we actually don't belong. And this does put stress on us. This makes us to not have mental clarity. This actually puts a lot of pressure on our mental state, on our emotional health, where you are in the wrong circle. So you need to check the circle where you belong to. These are very, very important, because you cannot afford to waste your time as a woman, as a mother. We don't have that luxury to waste time on anything. So wherever you're doing, wherever you find yourself, make sure it is something that will be productive to you in the long run. So what to do? Find new ways to connect with a partner, with a close friend. So what connected you in the first place? So for instance, you may be in a marriage and that connection is not as it used to be. Find that thing that actually connected you guys in the first place. Is it music? Is it you guys going out on a hobby? Is it gardening? What is that? Is it watching a movie together? This can deepen your connection, and this can actually help your mental state. This can actually help you reduce your stress level. Relational connection are those that we have with Brother Friendship Network. So, you know, it's built in a social group. So as we age, those built in social groups decline. I remember when I was much younger in secondary school, I had a really large group of friends. But as I grew, it's shrinking and it's shrinking and it's shrinking. But the thing I've ensured is my circle of friends, they are friends that will help me to be productive. There are people in my friend circle that are there for different reasons. So you have to be intentional in your friendship, because this does help a great deal with your stress level. And it does help with your because if your stress is being impacted negatively, it's going to affect your health down the line. So you need to make sure that you have your friend, you are intentional when you're choosing your friends. You will have those friends that can actually look you to your face and tell you the truth. You will have friends that would pamper you. You will have friends that are only there occasionally when there is a party. You will have friends that are there that you only need them when you need finances or something, or you need a business connection. So you need to have different group of friends. You have to be intentional. So, and research has shown in the middle adult age, frequency of contact with a core social group was the strongest preventive metric against developing relational loneliness. So, meaning, this is based on research. Because of my time today, I would have loved to share some of this research with us, but I can't because there's no time. But this is a fact here. So what do? Make plans with friends. Find social groups to join with shared interests and get regular together. Get together often. Go for meals, go for movies, go to the bar. Do whatever you want to do. Just hang out with friends. This does help reduce your stress level tremendously. So pro tips, prepare, with the mindset that people will like you just as much as you like them. Is what you give that you will receive back in return. If you give love, you will definitely receive love back in return. And this is very, very important, because as part of the things on our wheel of life is this particular aspect. If you give love, love is so important. We don't know how much this goes in our health. Love is, for instance, those people going through cancer, one of the things that they usually use in their therapy is their will to live. And oftentimes, most of them is love for something, love for a particular person. And most people that are cancer free, actually a majority of them are cancer free today because they have that will to live, that will to love something. It could be a career, it could be a particular profession, it could be a skill, it could be a family, it could be your spouse, it could be anything. Love is so important, and research shows that we're typically less likely to be rejected than we think we are. So let's be yourself. Basically, that's what I'm just trying to say. When you're yourself, you reduce your stress level. Instead of making small talk, make a point to really connect, catch up with your friends, ask your friends, how are they really doing? I know that a lot of us mothers, because we are so busy, we don't really talk about our feelings. And what actually helps us a lot is we talking about our feelings. And that's why I always encourage my clients, okay, if you don't have anyone to talk to, journal it, write your feeling every single day before you go to bed. Journal your feeling, how you feel, pour it out, lay it out. If you need to cry for the day, cry. If you need to reminisce on something, reminisce. Before you go, don't go to bed with hurt, with anger or whatever. Journal it, write it, pray about it, do whatever. You can talk to someone about it before you go to bed. Because when you don't, you will not have a good night's sleep. Being vulnerable about your true feelings can help others to open up. The last time we were on this call, I was a little bit vulnerable. I can tell you the amount of calls of people that have had call me to confide in me, to tell me things that they probably would normally have not told me, but they were telling me these things because I've been vulnerable and they felt they could be vulnerable with me. So when you are in your community, be ready to be vulnerable, because that encourages other people in your circle. And in the end, we are helping each other. We are holding each other's hands. And that's the beauty of community. There are collective relationships as well. Neighbors, religious community, running clubs. What to do? Find a local group and be a part of it. Join events, go to networking events, just do stuff. I'm going to skip over this story. So I've talked about intimate, relational, and collective relationships. So pro tips: identify one area that needs more attention in your life in all this that I've said today, and try and start working on it. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you on this? Rate yourself. Where do you want to be? And start taking that baby steps until you get to where you want to be. Rome wasn't built in a day. So be gentle with yourself. You don't have to be perfect with all of these three. Be gentle with yourself. Pay attention one at a time. Solution 2, leverage food as a mood booster. Food is your greatest weapon, greatest tool that you can actually use to boost your mood. I am telling you this for a fact. What you put in, especially when you wake up in the morning, goes a long way. And it determines how your day will be. So there are ways to always use food to boost your mood. Eat at consistent time of the day. Don't skip meals. Don't make the mistake to skip meals and say you're on a diet. If you're on a diet, and as a woman, you cannot be on intermittent fasting 365 days. You cannot be on intermittent fasting every day of the month because of your cycle. You cannot. When you are on your cycle, when you're on your ovulation, you cannot be fasting. You need to understand these things, because when you do, that does have great impact on your hormones. You're going to be low mood. You're going to be very cranky. You're going to be a very angry person. I am telling you this for a fact. Ever feel angry? The feeling is an example of low sugar. When you are angry, when you have not eaten, you're skipping meals, you're on a diet. If you are fasting for a long period of time, you can at least take water. And then you can at least take something. And you shouldn't even, medically, you shouldn't even fast for more than, say, long period, for more than certain time because of health issues. So if you have certain health issues, you need to seek advice before you actually embark on fasting. So eat at regular intervals, every 3 to 5 hours, and notice how your energy and mood shift. Eat protein, eat fat, eat fiber. These 3 things are important. Protein, fat. When I mean fat, I mean the good fat, like avocado, like nuts, like, good fat, fiber, rich food. I have a list here that I can share with you later. So keep you satisfied. When you eat all this protein, fats, and fiber, it keeps you full for a very long time. And you incorporating these 3 things in your breakfast meal in the morning is very important, and it goes a long way. You might even find that when you eat these things when you break your fast, from when you wake up, that's what I mean. So anytime, so if you're breaking your fast at 12, at 9, at 8 in the morning, whatever time you're breaking your fast, make sure you incorporate these 3 things. It's very important. Add mood boosting foods to your plates. There are several mood boosting food which I have included in the gifts that I'm going to be giving to us today. How does this food boost our mood? So food affects our mood how food affects our mood is based on how serotonin and dopamine changes our brain chemistry. So and remember I said to you, is what you put in that determines how you feel for the day. So if you put in pure sugar, tell me, you will feel good, but before you know what's happening, you are coming crashing down in the next few hours. But when you put in the right thing into your body, you realize that your energy level is constant compared to when you are having up, down, up, down. When you're having up, down mood, it's not good for you. And this does have great impact on your stress level. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that is important for mood support. And it also helps with our sleep. And it also helps with healthy appetites. Dopamine is known as the feel-good hormone. It gives you a sense of pleasure and motivation. Food do not contain serotonin or dopamine. So there's no particular food that you have to eat that will give you serotonin or dopamine. But this food, when we're eating this food, contains certain amino acids, tryptophan, and non-essential amino acid tyrosine, which can help the body to produce more serotonin and dopamine. So when the content, is the nutrient in the food that will aid that, and meaning that will aid the amino acid, that will aid. So there's a science around it. I can't go into details on this, but it is the way you eat the nutrient in the food that determines how your body will produce serotonin and dopamine, which will then help you to have these feel-good hormones. So include carbohydrate. I often hear people say, I'm not doing carbs. It's okay if you're not doing carbs, but carbs is also essential for your mood, especially if you are exercising, especially if you do heavy lifting, especially if you're a very active person. When you go to work, you're driving, you're doing everything, you're moving up and down, you need your carbs because carbs helps you with energy. So if you take away carbs from your food, I don't know what you're getting. But the thing is, you need to focus on complex carbs rather than simple carbs. So you don't do croissant in the morning. You don't do McDonald's in the morning. You don't do KFC in the morning. You need to put in proper food, proper carbs that will give you the complex carbs like oats, in the morning. So foods that help release this mood boosting serotonin and dopamine: fruit and vegetables, all grains, protein, fish, nuts, legumes, dairy, olive oil, and avocado. So what's one food that will be easy to add to your plate? Think about it. Remember, no single food cures it all. So you need to explore with your food when you are eating. Explore different options. You might be thinking that you don't have time, but you know what? you can prep, you can plan ahead, you know. And some of these meals that I'm giving you in that food energy and mood boosting food, they are actually very easy and quick to make. I'm going to skip story. The last one is move your body daily. You cannot be doing all this and not move your body. You need to move. This is really, really essential. What's your favorite way to move? Can we write in the chat quickly? What's our favorite way to move? Can we write in the chat quickly? What's our constant way to move? Walking, dancing. Oh, good. Walking, dancing, jogging, walking, swimming. Good. Well done. Thank you. Thank you for that contribution. Yeah. So we only focus on, so oftentimes when people hear the word exercise, they're only focusing on the outer look, how you look snatch, Abby, is it snatch? How you look pang, how you look very lovely, your face is glowing. Yes, beautiful, very important. But also what exercise also does is it helps your mental state, it helps your focus, it helps your balance, it helps you to be productive in every single thing that you do. Movement is known to be a mood booster. When you move, you can't imagine what happens to you. So, and incorporate this. It could be early in the morning before you go to work. If you're going to go for a jog, if you're going to go for a run, it could be indoor, it could be Pilates, whatever you love to do. Incorporate it first thing in the morning, because you need it in the morning in order for you to go through the day, the many things you have to do in the day. So it's very, very important to put in movement. You know, we move so that our endorphins are released, which triggers positive feelings. You know, exercise reduces stress and it does ward off, you know, it helps you to improve sleep and so many things. So usually 5 minutes after moderate exercise, you get mood enhancement effects. I feel this when I go out cycling, when I go to the gym. I might be going to the gym feeling very tired, really very stressed. But tell me what, by the time I get into a gym, when I go in, I feel like I'm tired. But I don't know where that energy comes from. It's like something has been left open within me, and I am spinning with so much energy, and I feel good for the rest of the day because my metabolism is already revved up. So it's very important to include movement in wherever you do. We don't need to do all these mistakes. Start slowly with moderate exercise plan. Plan it what you want to do on a daily basis. Get outside to move. Exercise outdoors. This increases your exposure to sunlight and it helps with your vitamin D production, especially when you exercise in the morning, not in the afternoon when the sun is hot, because you probably are not getting any vitamin D, especially when you have put sunscreen on your body, then you're not getting any vitamin D. So getting some sun also increases your serotonin, and it also helps you at night with your melatonin. So it's whatever sun you get in the day that determines the melatonin you get at night. So it's a balance. I'm going to skip all this story. So have you tried to worry less and feel happier, but it takes only so long? So because of this, these are all the 6 points. But of course, I cannot cover everything because I have limited time. My time is up already. So you might need a little help. You might need extra. And this is why I've created my community, so that join my community of women, of like-minded women, and where we can help each other to build each other up, be accountable to each other. There's free coaching. You don't have to pay the high price of coaching because coaching is really expensive. I know what I'm talking about. So when you join the community, it's a lot easier for you. You can be more, you can be consistent, basically. Yeah. And this program is for you if you're finding yourself saying, I'm sick of feeling stressed, depleted most of the time. I want to feel more, whatever you're feeling, look into the community. I'll put the link on how you can join the community in the chat tonight. And for anyone that joins the community tonight, you are my founding member, because this is new. I'm just launching this. This is really new. I've not done this community before. I've only done one-to-one group coaching, but this is the first time I'm actually doing this community. And if you join now, if you join today, you join anytime before the end of the month, you are going to be locking in this price of $19.99 for life. So it's not going to be it's not going to increase, because by end of next month, I'm going to increase the price back to $49.99. And if I do that, you would have made a loss. So you are here today. Take this opportunity, join the community. It's for your own good. It's not about the money. This is your McDonald's money on a monthly basis or on a daily basis. So join the community and let's support each other. Let's hold each other's hands. Let's hold each other accountable. So thank you. And that's me for tonight.
Thank you, Bola. Thank you. So I haven't got any questions in the chat. So I don't know if anyone has any questions or has any comments. You can put up your hands or drop it in the chat.
So you have I put in the link, in the chat, the energy boosting food guide that will help you. I will also put the link.
So if we don't have questions, maybe you can spend some time on some of the things so we're talking about managing stress, which is a big part of our wellness, really, the start of our unlocking our wellness journey. And we know how we easily get stressed, or we're constantly stressed. So if there are no questions, there are no hands up, no questions.
I just wanted to ask, you've spoken a lot. There's a lot of stuff. If, let's say I want to join the community, and I wanted to just find out more information, where do I go?
Yeah.
First, before I commit.
Sorry?
If I wanted to find out more information before I commit, I know you've given us the price and everything. I'm saying if I wanted to know more about what the community was all about, how it functions and everything, where do I go to check that?
Okay, you can send me an email, info@olivebloomwellness.com.
Thank you. So yeah, go on to maybe the core things. So stress, you skipped a lot of things. Was there a particular story that would maybe drive the point home, or what are the things you can still talk about the next 10 minutes, if there are no more questions, if there are no questions?
Okay. Are there no questions?
No.
Okay.
Is there anybody? No.
Is there anything in particular you want me to touch on? Okay, so when we talk about stress, right? Stress is, I know the word stress is being used a lot, but oftentimes we don't understand what that word truly is. Stress is actually stress is actually a symptom of an underlying issue. So stress, I will describe stress as, stress is important because, of course, when you go to the gym, you are putting your body through some form of stress. And that form of stress is okay because your body needs to go through that stress in order for it to rejuvenate. So that's not a constant stress. But when it is constant, when every day, every time, you're constantly stressed. So I'll give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my own personal story now. Before now, a while ago, I will always notice that even when I'm sleeping, I'm clenching my teeth. Oftentimes, I'm clenching my teeth, even when I'm sleeping. I'm not eating anything. I'm sleeping and I'm clenching my teeth. And then by the time I wake up, I start feeling pains around my neck. And then oftentimes, I get a headache. So I didn't realize what that was. I just felt, I would just say, oh, why do I always clench my teeth? I didn't link that to stress. And stress is actually, this kind of stress is not the feeling of tiredness now. There are some stress, you don't even feel tired. But what you feel is silent. Stress is actually a silent killer. There are so many people that have died as a result of stress, because stress does lead to chronic inflammation. And when you have chronic inflammation, so let me describe what chronic inflammation is to you. Chronic inflammation, so inflammation is like, God designed our body in a very interesting way, very intentional God. And the thing is, stress is meant to send a repair or an alert to the brain that, okay, this person, so for instance, when you have a cut on your hand, inflammation kicks in immediately because it sends a signal that this person has a cut and all the white blood bodies need to be released. So, and that's where you have swollen hand, you have redness around the cuts. That's inflammation right there. It's meant to protect. It's not meant to harm you. And that only comes to play when there is a cut, when there is a need for it. So it's like when you go to your tap and you want to get a cup of water, you open your tap, you get the water, and then you close your tap back, and then you drink your water. So that's what inflammation is. But when the tap is left running constantly, this is what we mean by chronic inflammation. This is what then leads to all the lifestyle diseases that we are seeing. This is what is leading to hypertension. This is what is leading to cancer. This is what is leading to so many cardiovascular diseases, so many things that is happening today. And if you look at the world today, there is enough troubles to make people go through stress. And if you're not careful, if you're not taking adequate care, if you're not looking after yourself, if you're not intentional about your health, stress might be very silent. It might be very silent. But if you're doing the things you need to do, if you're exercising, if you're putting in the right nutrient into your body, stress also, it destabilizes. When you are stressed, you're not thinking straight. You're not focused. You can't be present. You can't be a present mother. You can't be a present wife. When you are stressed, you don't even understand yourself. Oftentimes, when I start raising my voice, I am stressed. And then I realize now, okay, Bola, you are stressed. Stop. Because I realize it now. And guess what I do? I down all tools. Because you know what? I don't want to die. Because it's a silent killer. Okay. Stress also drives your bacteria. I don't even want to go. I told you guys how I had sepsis the last time. One of the trigger of that was stress. While I was pregnant, that could have taken my life. So it's nothing for us to joke with. It's nothing for us to just sweep on the side like, oh, it's my normal. It's not your normal. Please don't accept it. It's not your normal. Sometimes you're stressed, your body is shaking. You need to down all tools. Take necessary step that moment. Don't force yourself to do what you cannot do.
Yeah.
So that's all I just want to say.
Okay, so I've got a question here, and maybe I'll add one more. So and you can take it in 5 minutes. Someone says, so can you share the symptoms of stress, especially now that you said it can be silent? So are you saying that there are some people who are still not feeling tired, they're up and about and, you know, just going out? Because you hear people, maybe they're just coming from work and they slum and die. So for them to even go to work, they probably have the energy. Maybe they're nurses or on the medical line. So they have the energy to even maybe go through their shift and look after patients, and they're just going back home and they slum and die. So if it's silent, what are the symptoms? And so, and also, would you now say if maybe you're always tired, Does that mean if you're always tired? So that's another question. What are the symptoms, especially if it can be silent? And if you find yourself that you're always tired, does that mean you're stressed? Or does that just mean that, does that mean you're stressed?
Yeah. When you find yourself that you are always tired, you need to get yourself checked, because it's not normal for you to be tired all the time. When you're tired all the time, that's a chronic inflammation. And that's very, very deadly. And when you're tired all the time, you are feeling lightheaded, you constantly get this headache, you have spasm, it's stress. I had spasm. Even when I am sleeping, I am having spasm. I don't have it anymore. I'm happy now. I'm grateful. I used to have spasm that I can't move my leg while I'm on the bed. So that's a symptom. And spasm happened to me for several years, for several years. And one of the things that I do talk to my clients about is genetic testing. Genetic testing, because this helps you to identify your genes. It helps you to identify those genes that you need to support adequately. If you have high level of oxidative stress, if you have high level of inflammation marker in your genes, then you need to be on the lookout. You need to do some work. You can't just sit down and say, okay, I'm fine today. You can't just sit down. You need to eat the right food, because there are right food for inflammation. There are right food for oxidative stress. There are right food for your detoxification. So you can't just eat anything. So when I talked about you being intentional, you are being intentional about every single thing that you're doing, including what you put in your mouth, what you drink, what you wear, the cosmetics you put on your body. I used to do a lot of eyelashes and nails. But based on my genetic testing, I stopped all those things. I don't do them anymore. My nails are bare. They're not beautiful. It's glory be to God. I don't want to have cancer. I may not look how I used to do when I wear my lashes with my eyes blinking. It's okay. My health is more important. Me living for my children is more important. Me living for my husband is more important. Me being able to do the things we need to do together as a family is more important than how I look. So some of these things are really, really silent. Some of the things that we do that we don't know. And these are things that your doctor can't pinpoint, except there's a problem. And we don't want to get to that point where there's a problem. So we want to prevent it now. I'm for all prevention. I do support people, but I don't really want to support because it's very emotional for me. Now, how did we get here? We could have prevented this if we did this. So this is why I'm so big on prevention, that we need to be alert. The Bible says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. Part of the knowledge is you understanding your body, you understanding what God has designed for you, and you making good use of it, you being intentional about the person that God has created you to be. It's not about your physical ability. It's not about your bank account. Now it is about your health, because if your health is not in order, you can't enjoy that money in your bank account. You can't even live the high flyer life you want to live, because you'll be traveling on crutches or on a wheelchair. You don't want to do that. So you want to live an optimal life. And this is the reason why you need to pay attention to little things. Ask questions. And this is why I'm creating this community. Ask questions. Because the thing is, my job as a coach is I do all the research. I go to places that you probably cannot even go to. I get links to all the places that you probably don't get links to, because the thing is, there are some places that you can't go to because you're not a coach, you're not certified, so you can't even get in there, that I can get in there, ask questions, go for all the conferences, get all the questions, come back to the community, tell you, this is what's going on, this is what we need to do. You are not alone, because this well-being journey can be lonely if you don't know what you're doing. We need to know what we are doing. Let's not be complacent with our health. Let's not be complacent. A lot of us feed our children all sorts of things because we feel they are kids. No, it starts from when they are young. It starts from when they are young. We have kids having cancer from age 2, from age 3. Kids are having cancer. We don't want that. We want to feed our children healthy food on the plate. Let them see that mommy is healthy. This encourage them to be healthy as well. But when mommy is not healthy, mommy is doing anything, they too want to do anything. You know, so let's be intentional in our parenting, in whatever we are eating, wherever we are doing, every single thing. And guess what? God has given us all these things. Is it water? Is it the air? Is it the plants? Is it the herbs? Everything you need, God has given it to you. And guess what? Some of these are not even expensive at all. They are not. Every day I had mushroom to my coffee. I love coffee. I take a cup of coffee every day. But guess what? I've gone a step further now. And I had medicinal mushroom in my coffee every day. Because why? It helps me to balance my hormones. It helps me to do this. Because everything that will keep me healthy, I do. There was a time when I look at my face in the mirror, it's so dark, it's so somehow, it doesn't even look nice. Now, and then I will have to put a lot of makeup on. I don't even need makeup. A lot of times I do not wear makeup anymore. I only wear it when I'm going for a party. But when I'm not going anywhere, I'm makeup free. And I am confident in my skin. I love my face. I love my skin. I love how I look. I love how I feel. And I want the same for every single one of you on this call tonight. I want the same for every single one. I'm so passionate about it. And I am speaking from my heart. I'm almost preaching. And I really do not want to preach. But you know what? I don't want any one of you on this call to die. And I don't want any one of you on this call to be caught where there is no redemption. We can do it now. We can pay attention to this thing now. I'm talking about stress. There's a lot more things. Stress is just one thing. Stress is just one thing of the many things.
The tip of the iceberg.
It's nothing. It's because Dupe has given me 30 minutes. That's why I've stick to just stress. There's so many things that is happening to us as women in our body. And because we don't know, we just sweep it under the rug. We just go to our doctors, they give us medications, we take the medication, and then it keeps coming back, and then another symptom will show up again from the medication, and then you take another medication to solve that one, and then another symptom will come again. And when do we stop? When does it end? When does it end? I am a voice. I've given my life up for this job. I'm charging $19.99. It's not what I'm worth. I am doing this because I want to help my community. It's not about the money, but it's about your health. It's about your children. And it's not just about, it's about your generations to come. Because we're going to be talking about the 360-degree wellness, every aspect, everything, because all these things ties together. There is no way you can achieve your purpose. There is no way you can achieve your dreams if you don't have the right health. Especially energy. There's no way you can achieve your dreams. There's no way you can be a parent. I wear many hats. My life is, I don't even know how I do it. And that's why at the top of my head, my health is more important. Because I got a wake-up call. When I had that sepsis, that was the turning point for me for every single thing. And that was the last time I experienced anything in my body. I can tell you for a fact, I have not been to my GP since I had my son for anything. A lot of us, we are looking for our GPs. GPs are tired. GPs are there. Doctors are there for the chronic things. Let's not worry them with our headache, with leg pain, with back pain, with tiredness. No. Let them face those that are critical. And that's why the health coaches are here to guide you, to support you. lifestyle things. Do lifestyle activities. If you know that you're not the type that, how do you get rid? Do you even focus on how you get rid of your waste? Because if you don't get rid of waste from your body, you are bound to experience stress. One of the reasons why I was having stress is, let me tell you something. I used to have a bowel movement, possibly once a week or once in 2 weeks. And I felt cool about it. Like, oh, I don't use the bathroom all the time. You know, I used to feel cool about it. But guess what? That was something that was killing me slowly. It was silent. I didn't think it was a big deal. I didn't think not having a bowel movement was a problem, but it was a problem. I didn't think that the color of my urine was a problem, but it was a problem. And these are things you can see. You don't need to go to any doctor. These are things that you can see, because my job as a health coach is to empower you, is to educate you, is to make you to start thinking, okay, what am I doing? The things in my house that are toxic, what are these? What are this? Yesterday, I wanted to clean my house. I put, where's vinegar? Where is baking soda? Where is this? Because I don't want to use any of those toxic chemicals to clean. But guess what? My house was sparkling and I did not use any chemical. I only use vinegar and baking soda to clean my ends. I have a white sofa in my lounge. My sofa was shiny. My walls, I cleaned all my walls yesterday with vinegar. Everything was shiny. I didn't need to use any chemical, because you know what? Those chemicals are killing us slowly. These are some of the things that put stress on our body, those chemicals. So I think I need to stop my preaching now.
Yes.
We need to continue. We need to.
Yes.
I need you all to join. The link is on this chat. Join the community.
Yeah.
Let's meet in the community. Let's start. So, because by the time we are able to empower each other, we will bring more people, and then we will empower our community, our families, our children. Imagine the burden on the doctors will be less if we are doing the right thing. I have a lot of doctor friends. They are overwhelmed. They are tired because they don't even sleep, because there's too much patient, there's too much issues. I talk to my friends all the time that are doctors, and they are tired. And it's just because if only little things, people can understand how to manage themselves a little bit so that they can fit, because there are some people that are born with terminal diseases, which is none of their fault, that need actual attention. So let's do that thing that we can do in our immediate environments. There's a lot of things that we need to change. If I wish I can have superpowers to actually change all these things overnight. Well, I know I don't have it. And this is why the only thing I have is my voice. The only thing I have is my voice. And I'm begging, honestly, I'm begging you people on this call today. People are dying. People are dying when they can actually live. Please. I know how many people from our chat last week, not one, not two, about 4 people text me about them being diagnosed with breast cancer. On our call last month, 4 people. It's not in their genes. It's not in their genes. So where did it come from? It came from somewhere. And stress is not out of it. It starts with stress. It starts with us not downing tools. It starts with us not paying attention to some little things that we are going through. It starts with that. Small things. It starts with it. When I remember those days, I want to have sweet, I will eat it to my pleasure. To my pleasure. Guess what? Those times that I was living this reckless life, I don't fall ill. I don't even go to the doctor. I was a very healthy child. But I started experiencing this thing the minute when I became pregnant with my first daughter. The dental ache I had when I was pregnant. It was like a punishment because you know what? When you're pregnant and I was advanced, there was no medication because it will affect the baby. So you have to live with the pain. Punishment for me.
Thank you, Bola. Well, now we didn't have time before, and now we're 1 minute past 7:30. Thank you, Bola. Thank you. You're very passionate about, this, and thank you. I put thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you. Thank you everyone. I have a few people that have actually joined the community. Oh, thank you so much. See you on the inside. See you. We have so much together. Thank you.
Thank you. Keep joining. Keep clicking. If you need more info, you can send me a message or send Bola an email. And
somebody sends me a message that my stress level is 15 out of 10.
Okay. See, Bola.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much for joining. It's a Sunday evening, and we won't want to keep you any later than this. Please join the community. If you need more info, you can text me, then send Bola an email or contact me. Thanks for joining. The video will be on YouTube as usual, and it will be nice if you can watch the video before. You would understand how Bola got to this place. She has a journey. She's been through a very, very difficult journey, but we're glad she's alive, and she's now here to help all of us to fulfill our life's purpose, to live till good old ages and not die when we can leave. Thank you, and see you next time. Have a happy Mother's Day in advance. Bye.